Folks, what's going on? HeirofCarthage here. Welcome to the deserts of Total War Warhammer 2, where we're going to do a throwdown battle in the desert, 2v2. This is going to be some Vampire Coast with vampires, so all kinds of undead. And they are going to be fighting up against the Skaven and Tomb King, so even more undead. The Skaven, the one bit of living, and I guess if that's, you can consider them living. I mean, they're pretty gross. They're about as close as you can get to being undead without being undead. Let's check out the vampire army maybe to start with, right? So we got a Blood Dragon Vampire Lord on his steed there, and let's check out some of the abilities. I see a Heart Piercing, so Helm of Discord, Sword of Anti-Heroes. They can dish out a lot of damage. Looks like we're going to have Wind of Death, Curse of Years, Gazing Nagash, lots of spells here for the Vampire, and they've got a White King there and a Skeletal Steed as well. Let's check out the Vampire Infantry, which is just going to be skeletons up front. There is some Graveguard and the Konigstein Stalkers in a second line, but otherwise maybe a couple of Crypt Ghouls out on this flank. There's going to be some Hex Wraiths and Karen Wraiths. Probably a solid pick going up against Skaven and Tomb Kings, to be honest. I don't think there's a whole lot of magic damage just standard on those units. I mean, sure, there's magic they can use. Let's check out the Coast Army. All up front, we got Zombie Pirate Deckhand mobs, and then there's a couple of mobs with pole arms on the flanks, and some back in reserve to help protect a Carronade, and then two mortars that are here as well, and then they are led by Aranessa Saltspite, and her saltiness in the desert. Now, these swordfish legs would be particularly crappy in the desert. She's getting around a whole lot better than we all know. I mean, just defying the laws of physics. But I guess that when you're in a game like Warhammer, who knows? Maybe there's like the lore of swordfish here that allows you to move without any slowing on sand. Seems like something she would run into pretty frequently as a pirate anyway. There's also a couple of Morn Ghouls for the coast. Don't want to forget those. And then there's one Rotting Promethean right in the center. I believe that's it there. The the Skaven have Icket Claw and two Doom Flayers way out on the flanks. There's going to be a couple of Clan Rat Spears, one on either flank. There's going to be a couple of Clan Rats, the Clan Vulcan Tail Slashers, and there's going to be 4 different Warplock Jezzails, 3 standard ones, and then we got Natty Bubo's Sharpshooters in the back. And folks, would it be a battle with the Tomb Kings if you didn't have Bone Giants? Bone Giants! So we got 2 Bone Giants, and then we've got Grand Hierophant Katep here with this Casket of Souls, and he has got a guard of Ushabti with Great Bow in front of him. There's one standard Ushabti here, and then a huge front line of Skeleton Warrior fodder with a few chevrons and a couple of skeleton spears. Let's hit play. This is going to be a battle of some intense ranged skirmishing. The Casket of Souls have massive range. I mean, the only good target for it over there, though, is going to be the Graveguard. There's not, I mean, or guns. Graveguard or guns are really the only 2 targets over there that even begin to make sense. I missed this Blood Knight and Karen Wraith earlier there for the vampires as well. So the front line for the Skaven and the Tomb Kings is going to be particularly weak, but the front line they're up against is also weak. This is a battle of range right here, folks. And the Skaven Jezzails, that's a lot of ranged. Depends on how well they get used. They're only 300 range, so they're going to be outranged by the Carronade. And the mortars actually have range on them as well. So the Skaven Jezzails could be in a bit of trouble here, as the mortars should be able to rain down on them, but it's not going to quickly kill them. The Bone Giants, let's see their range at... Oh crap, I keep just barely missing it. 350. So the longest range, I think, goes to the Carronade. Probably second place with Katep. Or tied, actually, probably, with Katep. What is the range on that Carronade? No, Katep is the longest range. The Carronade's probably second place. So there's definitely some punishing shots coming in here. The Carronade's... looks like it's targeted at a Bone Giant. And then these Rotting Prometheans are going to eat it. There's no 2 ways around that. Those Prometheans probably need to just hang back outside of range. See if you can get the Jezzails to fire at infantry, but the handguns, if they can move up into range, the handguns will actually be really good, because there's a lot of targets for the Skaven and Tomb King skirmishers to focus on. If the handguns can get up close, close the distance, they should be pretty effective. Oh boy, Icket Claw and his Doom Flayers are getting way too risky here. They're just flying in over here, and they're going to get pinned between a Blood Knight and a Hex Wraith. This is not where you want to be in life, folks. This is not where you want to be in life. Ouch. Doomflayers are good, but they're not this good. So yeah, Ikit and his band of Doomflayers there is wrecked. Absolutely wrecked. The Vampire Fleet Captain is getting wrecked as well by the Jezzails. Doesn't have much movement, very little that can be done there. Bone Giant's taking a little damage, but so far the skirmishing definitely in the hands of the Skaven and the Tomb Kings. Not terribly surprised about that, because you have 2 skirmish-capable factions going up against 1 skirmish-capable faction and 1 with no skirmishers. So it would be in the interest of the Coast and the Vampires to get a melee engagement underway and see if their Mournghouls and other units might be able to help them gain an advantage. Rotting Promethean just got absolutely shot down. But right here, Natty Bubo's sharpshooters are wasting ammo on a zombie pirate deckhand mob. Look at this. Ikit and his flayers just escorted right off the battlefield. Let's get zoomed in over here. Check out these vampirates attacking undead Egyptians. Oh man. Warhammer's got it all. Okay, look, these Jezzails have they're not on guard mode. Gotta watch those skirmishers. That's why I usually tend to keep mine in guard mode so they don't do this. See, they've come forward to fire at a target that moved, and all of them now are at a pretty severe risk. These Mournghouls could actually... Oh no, they can't punch through because they got a Shabti coming after them. So that's the main line engagement. Just kind of keep an eye on what's going on. The 2 Bone Giants are back here still just dishing it out. They either both earned a chevron or they both started with one. One Warplock Jezzail is out. Another one got tied up in melee a little. And although the frontline melee is not quickly going in favor of the Coast or the Counts, this flank over here is fairly quickly going in their favor. Though a nice sandstorm here from Katep, but it's going to backfire some as well. Ooh, yeah. Skaven can't take that kind of leadership hill. It started off very useful and then kind of backfired into the Clan Rats. One of them crumbled and the other one's not going to be able to hold. The Clan Vulcan Tail Slashers are actually a pretty solid pick versus Vampires and Coast, I think. That flaming damage. See what's been dropped over here. A net of Amontok by the Lich Priest, holding the Vampires in place temporarily. There's healing going on for the Tomb Kings. But yeah, Warplock Jezzails are fleeing. It's not good for the Skaven to take those kind of losses after having also lost their lord. The Natty Bubo sharpshooters and Warplocks should have been really working that pirate mob, or getting the approaching artillery that's moving up for the Coast. There's definitely good targets. I haven't seen it go after those good targets just yet. Oh yeah, okay, they're going for the Bloodlord right now, but he's kind of tied up in that melee. They'll get a few hits here and there. This Bone Giant's about to eat it here. Yeah, with these guns now in range, the skirmishers for the Tomb Kings are going to be put under tremendous pressure, because that's a lot of zombie pirate deckhand mob. Oh, Katep. He got hit by the Spearfisher's net here from Aranessa. Oh, but Aranessa is getting absolutely Jezzailed. Look at this. She is running into battle as quick as she can, but she is getting tagged. The Mournghouls now getting tagged. Now Aranessa is getting a little bit overextended here. But, I mean, she can do tremendous damage to Katep if she gets in here, and the closer she is, probably the better. It might block the view of the sharpshooters. And the Bloodlord is now through too, so maybe some cover from the Jezzails coming soon. Zombie summon. Very good spot to put that to keep those rats back. Ooh, that Bone Giant, though. He's coming in trying to save Daddy Katep, but I don't think there's any saving him. Oh, my goodness. Those Jezzails. I don't know, though. If the Jezzails can quickly take out Aranessa, and then maybe turn on the Blood Dragon Lord. But Katep, boy, he took a beating. He's still there, though. Let's see. Let's see. The infantry fight has gone very poorly for the Tomb Kings, though. They've lost their front line, and there's a lot of zombies moving in here. The Coast has just got a lot of troops left. It's not looking good. for the Skaven. They don't have a clear shot at the Blood Dragon Lord either, because the Bone Giant's in the way. It's almost like you want to get that Bone Giant out of the way if you can. Let those snipers in there and do their work, but here's going to come a summon. Yep, perfect by the Blood Dragon Lord. Well played. Well played there. Oh, wow. Yeah, now the guns from the coast are just going to take a crap all over this remaining force for the Tomb Kings and the Skaven. Woo! That swath of dead bodies right there, too. Wow, that was a fun battle. I enjoyed that one. This was a viewer-submitted battle, by the way, from the community. If you want to come play battles and potentially see them on my channel, join the Discord. The link is in the description. You don't have to do anything special. You just click the link and join if you want to. There's awesome people in there. You could come set up the games. You can post your replays there, and then you end up here. Not only are you getting to have fun playing with friends, but you may end up on the channel. So definitely recommend it. It's a great way to play multiplayer, but you don't have to worry about the nonsense of a ladder and people cheesing the ladder. I'm pretty sure OP Please Nerf is Reptile King. He doesn't like the Vampire Coast, and so I think he's given him a little bit of sarcastic hate here. And then Floris with the Vampire play with the Bloodlord on the horse. Pretty cool army that they had put together there. Ikit Claw representing his own, but that forward or Vanguard deploy for the Doomflayers and Ikit, or it wasn't actually Vanguard, it was just way on the flank. It did not work out. He got caught in a nasty place. Tons of skirmishing potential here. There were five Jezzails. So much skirmishing potential, but he had to kind of make up for the... Actually, he didn't have to make up. I mean, Tomb Kings can skirmish too. He had a great bow and 2 Bone Giants and Katep. So these guys also had a ton of skirmishing potential. I feel like they should have pushed forward. Of course, they don't want the melee engagement with the coast, or the vampires for that matter. I mean, boy, that's a tough one. It's like they may have overspent just a little too much on some of that stuff because they weren't able to really hold back. Like, all they had was cheap skeletons to hold things up, and it just wasn't enough. They needed a little more flesh to hold this together long enough for those Jezzails. So if the Skaven was going to bring the 5 Jezzails, almost maybe think the Tomb King should have brought more defense for him, potentially, or less Jezzails from the Skaven so that they had some Rat Ogres, other units like that to help protect as well, to keep the enemy troops off of them for longer. Anyway, do hope you all enjoyed this one. Like I said, feel free to come submit your own. Join us in that Discord. Hey, do me a big favor. If you liked the video, go up there and click the like button. It's a very small thing, and it actually helps me out a whole lot. Helps other people find this stuff. If you want to see more, make sure you have clicked the subscribe button, and then also click that bell. HeirofCarthage signing out for now. I will see you folks very soon.